So a lot of millionaires were made this week, and a lot of people blew their accounts. We're going to talk about the wealth transfer that has gone from Wall Street to Main Street. So from the guys in suits to us, the retail investors. We're going to go Reddit, Wall Street bets, hedge funds, what is shorting, and what are short squeezes, while discussing all these crazy moves that have been happening in the market. So first I need to explain to you guys, what is short selling? What is shorting? In the market, we have two groups. We have the bulls who go long, and we have the bears who go short. So let me break down shorting with a very easy example. I have this gold chain. Take it to the pawn shop, right? The pawn shop gives me $10,000 for that chain. Later that month, the price of gold drastically drops for some reason, okay? Gold drops. So I take my $10,000 and I go back to the pawn shop later that month and I ask to buy my chain back. And since the price of gold has gone down, that chain doesn't cost $10,000 anymore. It only costs $5,000. So I pull $5,000 out of my pocket, pay them, and I get my chain back. What just happened in that transaction? Number one, I got my chain back, and that's how short selling works. You sell high and you buy back lower. Short sellers make money when the stock drops, when the stock goes down. But number two, I actually pocketed $5,000 from that entire transaction. So with that out of the way, let's talk about what's going on. So hedge funds, which are pretty much institutions with just big money for big people with big money. These hedge funds were shorting the stock GME, Gamestop. Now, a popular group called Wall Street Bet, who lives on Reddit, pretty much noticed that GameStop was a heavily shorted stock. So this group on the internet, with access to millions of people on different social networks, they all decided to start buying up GameStop shit. And obviously with so much buying, the price of the stock starts going up. As a short seller, you don't want stocks to go up. You want them to go down. And all of this created what's called a short squeeze. Short squeeze pretty much consists of short sellers having to cover shares, which is buying back shares, in order to close their position. And the reason they do this is because every time that the stock continues to go up, they continue to lose more and more money. So if we look at the GameStop chart here, you can actually see this is an example of a short squeeze. This is an example of a short squeeze. Another short squeeze. This is another short squeeze. And the reason why these runs are so big is because now you have two sets of sellers instead of one. Number one are the people who are buying the stock. And number two are the short sellers that have to cover their position. When short sellers have to cover their position, they have to buy back shares. Now imagine a stock where there's only buying, and there's no selling. This is what causes these massive moves and these big short squeeze. And it's been happening for multiple days now. Short squeeze, shorts get into this position, stock goes down. They think, okay, perfect. GameStop is a $20 stock. This should not be this high. Then what happens the next day? GameStop squeezes more shorts, right? Then it drops down. People think, okay, it's over. Let's short at this top, short at this top, short here. I'm going to zoom into this chart here. Stock opens, it drops. They think, okay, cool. But no, the stock holds up and it just continues to go up. And all these short sellers that shorted at these tops have to cover their positions, causing another squeeze. It just happens again and again and again. Oh, and here's another thing that you need to know about short selling. When you short sell, the losses are unlimited because you don't know how high a stock can go. If you shorted GameStop at $3 and held it all the way to this $385, you would be down 9,700%. Keep in mind, at that point, your broker would have already closed your position because you're just down too much money. And that's when you start tapping into margin, and margin is the broker's money. And if you start losing too much money while you're using margin, you're going to get margin called. Basically just means that the broker is going to close out your position because you are now a risk to them. You are causing them to lose money. Honestly, this entire situation is just insane. Obviously, GameStop was not the only stock that has benefited from this entire situation. Stocks like GameStop, Nokia, Bed Bath & Beyond, BlackBerry have all made all-time highs. Trash stocks, trash companies. And it's interesting because the power of social media and the power of being interconnected caused all of this. Literally making the guys in Wall Street lose billions of dollars because of these short squeezes. It's honestly insane. I have never seen anything like this. The opportunities right now are just unbelievable. Something that may continue happening, or we may never see it in our lifetime again. Because who knows what happens next? They already tried to censor a lot of what's going on. I've seen that platforms like TikTok are removing videos about these type of stuff. I think Discord got rid of Wall Street Bets and their Discord community. I believe Reddit also shut them down. Basically, we are now the manipulators instead of the big people being the manipulators of the market. Anyways, I did want to throw in one last clip of me actually in GameStop live and kind of explaining right here where I actually went long on GameStop on this day with like an $86 average. And I actually managed to catch this entire move up from $86 to around, I sold some shares in the high 200s, and I actually sold some of my last shares this morning at around $300 or so. In that clip, I was pretty much just talking about how in this, I even have it highlighted here. Let me just play the clip so you can see what I was talking about in there. These are actually the live charts right now. You can see here, you got the tape, it's live. You got the level 2, it's live. So this is actually live. The market is open right now. January 26th, 1:19 p.m. Central Time. But I think you guys have gotten the point. I think I might have repeated myself multiple times. I do want to leave you guys with one last thing. Today on January 26th, I actually went long on GameStop at around here. I'll even show you. Let me pull up my Discord. Here you go. You guys can see. I said, I'm really thinking GME is trapping more shorts right now. This is at 10:30 in the morning. Let's pull up the chart. 10:30, right around, this is the 5-minute chart. Let's pull up the 1-minute chart. Right here at 10:30, around here. And the reason I thought that was because the way GameStop was holding up, right? If you look at the bigger picture here, right? GameStop had this huge drop after, right? After the squeeze happened, bam, a lot of longs got hurt, right? From this huge drop right here. And I'm sure a lot of short sellers were happy about this. A lot of short sellers made money shorting this position right here, right? Shorting here, boom, the stock dropped, right? And this morning, today, what I noticed was the stock just wasn't dying. It just wasn't going down like it should have. Like here, the stock, it should have cracked this line. These are my lines, by the way. I'm not going to get into lines right now and how I do them, but this is a huge level of support. Tested it, bounced right back up. Stock opened, dumped, tested it again, stock didn't die. Then the stock created what's called a lower high. That's really bullish. And it even created a green candle on this lower high, which is very bullish. And then at that point, I was like, it looks like what's happening is people are shorting, and the stock is not breaking down how it's supposed to, it's not doing what it should be doing. So I told my people, hey, I'm going to go long here. I'm going to take a very small position because this is a pretty big gamble. But I'm going to take a small position. I'm going to go long here, and I'm still long. My average is like $86, I believe, or like $88. I forgot what it was. But I'm long because I saw this happening. This squeeze right here, I saw it happening. It's all in the charts. It's all in the price action. It's all there. It's all there. You just have to pay attention and understand what's going on. Right now, GameStop is squeezing. Look, GameStop is literally squeezing as we speak right now. A bunch of short sellers are freaking out because it just broke out this 136 level. This was a huge level of resistance. It is literally breaking out that level. And that means the next level it's going to test. It's going to test 159. It's going to go back to $159. And if that level breaks, it'll just keep on going higher and higher, and it's a cycle. It's a cycle. It literally took me from yesterday afternoon to literally watching the stock the entire day today to understand that in this whole space right here, in this whole thing right here, this is just the stock accumulating short sellers ready to just trap them and continue going up.